Hey y'all, here's some badass news from your friends here at ADHD Podcast. Have you ever wanted to up your coat or style game? Have you ever wanted to feel as cool as some of your favorite fictional characters? Look no further and check out Volante Design, an American-based company from Massachusetts. They create some amazing jackets, vests, shirts, and other fun accessories. They have some amazing original pieces that might be inspired by some of your favorite fandoms, and some fun licensed products from Mass Effect, Star Trek, and Devil May Cry. Check them out at their website, volantedesign.us, or on any of their social media pages at Volante Design. Now, I know they can be a bit pricey, but they are 100% worth it. And with your friends here at ADHD Podcast, you can get 10% off with our affiliate code. Our code is ADHDPOD. Link in the show notes below. Check them out and get some badass pieces for your wardrobe. See y'all soon.
Another wonderful episode of the ADHD Podcast. I am your host, Rob.
And I am your host, Steve.
Today, we're going to be tackling the anniversaries in 2025. There's a load of them, guys, for the year of 2025.
Oh, yeah, no, this is going to make us feel old AF. And for those of you who out there don't know acronyms, that means as...
Look, you know I'm going to have to bleep that out. I'm going to have to edit this out. Like, come on, man.
I understand that.
We're trying.
Why do you think I said AF at first?
But that defeats the purpose of explaining it then. You don't need it. Whatever. We're getting away from it. So we are, we're old. There's a lot of these things that are going to make me feel really old.
Yeah, I know that we're old. Like, I recently celebrated that I turned 35.
That's my sad attempt at a sound effect there. But
we don't have any fun. No, there's no fun sound effects.
So, speaking of things that are hitting milestones, I'll just throw out some quick shows at least before we dive into some that we're really interested in talking about today. But just some quick anniversary shout-outs this year. American Dad's 20 years old.
Oh, jeez.
Robot Chicken is 20 years old. The Looney Tunes as a whole franchise is 95 years old.
Okay, now I don't feel as old.
Adventure Time and Regular Show are 15 years old each.
Ouch.
And Adventure Time, I said Adventure Time already. Avatar The Last Airbender turns 20 years old.
Oh, God, it can almost order its own cactus juice.
It's the quenchiest.
It is the quenchiest. I want to get on Sokka's cactus juice. Oh, my God.
And we're really excited for the new stuff that's coming out, too, whether it's the new Avatar coming out. I think this year or next year. I'm not really sure.
I don't remember when the new Avatar is supposed to be.
But I like this whole new concept that they're going with. If you don't know the franchise at all, that the Avatar basically has, two of the different spirits guiding them, Rava and Batu. And this new Avatar is supposed to be, Batu driven, which is meant to be more.
Oh yeah, no, the Avatar is supposed to be the harbinger of death rather than being the link between worlds. It's going to be some crazy stuff, man.
I'm interested to see what they actually end up kind of doing with that. It's just such a departure from what hero saves the day kind of thing. So it's fun that we kind of get a villain arc, I guess, if that's what we want to call it.
I'm also looking forward to all of the continuation of the original stories that you get to see. We get some more Zuko stuff, which is going to be nice, and we're going to get to see I think one of the
I'm
Avatar
always in the
movies.
mood for more Dante Bosco.
Oh God, I love Dante Bosco.
I'm always in the mood for more Dante Bosco.
God.
He can be in whatever he wants to be in, and I'll shut up and take my money. I'll watch it.
Oh, same. Should we try to get Dante Bosco in an interview?
That would be really, really interesting. I highly doubt that. I mean, he does play the game of paying his paychecks, so I don't know.
Dante, please find us. We love you. We will do anything to get you on this podcast.
I will fly out to California to interview you.
Oh man, that would be
amazing. I would love to just sit down and like do something with Dante Bosco. But some movies that are have some big anniversaries this year. Like looking at it, we've got Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, and the regular show movie all turned 10 this year.
It's not
I
okay.
feel like
it's not okay.
I know that Inside Out 2 just came out like last year, but I feel like Inside Out just came out. That's still a part of like the new Pixar movies. Now, as I'm sitting here in a podcast form, I'm doing air quotes like you guys can see me.
But it's the voices in our heads. But I love the whole franchise as a whole.
It is WrestleMania weekend, so of course there are voices in our head.
Yeah, let's see if Randy gets a match.
Oh, I hope he does.
I mean, he's about to be punting people if he doesn't. So.
Right in the family jewels. But a couple other movies that are like turning kind of a big anniversaries this year. Chicken Little, Madagascar, and Corpse Bride are all turning 20.
Madagascar is 20 years old.
Madagascar is 20 years old. Chicken Little is 20 years old.
That doesn't feel right. Like, they don't feel like the same timeline. They don't feel like they belong in the same year.
Do you know it is the same year as that as well?
What's that?
Howl's Moving Castle, the dubbed version with like Christian Bale and all that, is
they had a stacked cast for that.
Is 20 years old. I didn't realize until I started dating my wife how wonderful that movie was because like
it's so good. I remember watching it as a kid too.
I got into Studio Ghibli a little bit late in life. I got into it in my 20s.
I got into it like really aggressively into like the whole watching of everything late, but I knew I watched Howl's Moving Castle and I watched My Neighbor Totoro. Those were the two films kind of growing up that were like, yeah, I know what these are. But then once I started getting into my studies, that really was like something I kind of gravitated to along with stuff like Steven Universe and all that stuff. But
another thing that's also 20 years old this year is Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
That's crazy. Like the clay animation, like it's 30.
And it's still... No, 20.
20.
And it still holds up beautifully today.
And they just came out with another spin or another movie with them on Netflix at the beginning of the year, right? Or either the beginning of the year or the end of last year. But
it was definitely this year. I just don't remember when. But a couple other major things that have like big anniversaries. Pocahontas turns 30 this year.
Jesus.
I believe it's the movie and not the comic, but V for Vendetta turns 20.
I just gave him bug eyes as if you guys could see that, but that's not okay either.
I know. And Pokemon 2000 came out, 25
Pokemon
years
2000,
ago.
You gotta remind our audience which one is this one.
So Pokemon 2000, that's the one with the legendary birds, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, and Lugia, where the one guy's trying to capture them all to be like, haha, I have
all of them.
I have these little shits now. And then Lugia pops up out of nowhere and just wrecks everybody day. Like, it's absolutely wonderful. When people, like, talk about the legendary birds, everybody forgets how OP Lugia is.
The continuation of a franchise that is still going on today from 30 plus years ago.
Oh yeah.
It's a great thing,
Well, Toy Story turns 30 this year.
Talk about things that keep getting remakes and new movies and things like that. I mean, but Toy Story, the franchise, obviously has carried that Pixar franchise for a while, especially being touted as one of those first real 3D computer generated films. Honestly, we could probably do a whole episode about just what happened for Toy Story to actually become a thing.
Yes.
As a deep track. Go back.
I mean, God forbid there's a day that, like, I can't record with you or you can't record with me. We can always do solo episodes and you can just go into the technicalities of that while I'm just sitting there going, it looks good.
Well, the only thing I'll throw in here real quick is that movie almost never saw the light of day.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason that movie saw the light of day is because one little assistant tech guy happened to have a copy of the movie on his drive because they tried rendering it and it crashed and burned everybody's except for one guy. So they were able to save the film based off of one guy having the film, which is insane to kind of think about. Like, how thin of a string it was to almost being like not a movie.
And if you look at like stuff nowadays, everything's backed up upon backed up upon backed up. Like even for somebody's home stuff, you have like it in 4 or 5 different spots just in case something happens, because everything's digital nowadays. That with it happening, that you almost didn't have a movie, like, you know, way back in the day because of one little mess up. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But a couple others that have some, like, you know, bigger things. The Road to El Dorado turns 25. And that, I love that movie so much.
Very underrated. Very underrated.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people will kind of hear that title and kind of look past it. But if you haven't done it, do yourself a favor, watch the movie.
It is absolutely wonderful. Love it to death. And to make you happy and to make you feel a little bit young.
Yay!
Santa Claus is coming to town. Your one of your lovable claymation.
Thank you.
Holiday movies that are an abomination.
All right, Mabel. Calm down.
55.
I'm not. That did the opposite of what you intended. You said it wanted to be young. I feel old.
But it's older than you.
Well, I guess there's that. I knew that anyway, though.
Yeah, but I can't believe that's, like, you know, 55 years old now.
It's crazy how time will move forward, and I know I'm going to talk about this at some point, but we need to get physical media back too, because this is going to get one of those lost in time at some point, you know.
Well, as you were saying with, you know, Toy Story just a few moments ago, all it takes is one little mishap and things are bye-bye.
It's wild, but that's why we love media, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to create something and also to, you know, lose it immediately.
Oh, I've lost so many pictures because of, like, changing computers or stuff like that I'm just like, I wonder whatever happened to those.
Yeah, right. I know I've lost countless photos and videos and things just with, you know, transferring phones and cameras and all that nonsense. But let's dive into kind of the big ones, right?
I would say the big ones for, like, us, like our personal.
Yeah, our personal. I have 2. Steve has 2.
I've got 2 that I'm gonna be with. I will 100% say this right now. Rob did more research than I did.
It's also because I'm like an animation historian and I wanted to get my facts straight, so I kind of wrote my stuff down just to, like, make sure. I knew I have stories in my head, but I don't know how true they are half the time, so I had to, you know, do some fact checking here.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to be going off, like, the seat of my pants, and if I say something wrong, I know that we have our lovely, sitting on the couch today, fact checker to just be like, you're wrong.
Woo!
Thank you, River.
You're the best, wifey. So, you want to start, or do you want me to start? Because I got one that kind of hits both of us.
I'll say, why don't you start? Because this is the youngest one so far.
So my big one that I wanted to bring up today was the Peanuts movie.
Oh, God,
that was one of the last things that Bluesky Studios gave us 10 years ago, 2015. It was kind of crazy. You know, it met a lot of resistance to get there too, which I'll talk about in a bit. But
I could definitely see it meeting a lot of resistance just because of the animation style.
Yeah,
going from the hand-drawn 2D style to having this, like, 2.5D style where it's like it looks 3D,
but not 3D, but it's still flat and, like, gets the feel of it. Craig Schultz was not about the animation style at all. Literally the only thing that saved Bluesky and what ultimately kind of gave them the green light to go forward was how they designed the backgrounds for the initial test. But Craig absolutely hated the character animations, hated how they looked. It was a terrible way to go about it. It, again, just to talk about things that may never saw the light of day, this was very close to not seeing the light of day. And again, it's just kind of crazy to me that such a culturally significant franchise like the Peanuts, I mean, obviously going back to the comics and the merchandising and with the several movies and the spin-offs that happened now after that, it's just amazing to me to think that we were so close to not having this out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I love the art book's perspective on showing what they actually did in the studio to make some of this feel like Charles Schultz, feel like the classics, like we used to read in the comic strips and everything else. The molding and kind of the physics of the 3D to make the 2D work. I remember seeing this TikTok that actually makes me laugh every time I see it now. Is there's a video out there, and I'm sure you guys will find it if you guys look hard enough. There's a test animation of watching, oh my God, Charlie Brown's ear go from his neck at a side profile all the way up top to another profile of him. And it's just really funny to kind of like imagine what they had to do to replicate what was in the strips, in the 3D molds. Like, that stuff always fascinated me too.
Well, I saw this movie in theaters, and
as did I. Yeah, I couldn't not.
Yeah, being a person that grew up, like, Charlie Brown and Peanuts is my favorite comic of all time. Like, I have a Charlie Brown tattoo on my wrist. It's a cuff of his shirt.
I'm very jealous of it, honestly. I've often thought about taking that and using it as my own, but I feel like that would be like ripping you off.
Oh, dude, I ripped it off somebody else. Like, I found this idea online. Go for it. Steal it. Just don't, like, do the exact style like I did, or go to the artist that I went to. Like,
oh, I'm gonna copy you. I'm gonna stalk how you did it. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, no. What I did was I went to an artist and said, I would like to do this as a cuff. Make it your own. All it needs to do is just have the black squiggle with, you know, the yellow above and below it, and do however you want. And they did it in a style that looks like watercolor, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I saw this in theaters. It was amazing to see live. Like, this was around the time that my wife and I first started dating. We were about like a little over a year into our relationship. And when we went to go to the movies, I cried. I openly cried. And I did not do that in front of her all too much.
Yeah, no, it definitely had a way of doing that. And it did that to a lot of people, considering that during the year that it came out, it was the 7th highest grossing film of the year. Oh, yeah. Which is kind of a testament to the franchise in and of itself, too. And
well, I mean, Charlie Brown, it really speaks to kids because everybody loves to see, you know, an underdog do their thing and get everything all good. But it also was a love letter to all of the parents and older kids out there. I consider myself an older kid.
This was a great general audience film. It hit the parents just as much as it hit the kids.
Like, this was very much, as crude as I'm going to make this analogy, it was just a nice, like, shotgun blast to get everybody happy.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a great way to reintroduce a really established IP to a newer audience, right? And it helped create some of these spin-offs. And it's great that it's now all on Apple TV, that you can go watch a lot of this stuff, and including Welcome Home, Franklin, which
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, it's their newest spin-off on Franklin, the African American character in the show.
I know Franklin.
I was making sure. Some people don't.
I think the first time that you meet Franklin, and like he actually becomes a character, is in the Thanksgiving special.
Yeah, absolutely right. He wasn't.
He was there, but just nobody.
But never given a name or anything like that. But again, opening the door to the spin-offs, opening the door to younger audiences being able to grab hold of this, in kind of a way that, you know, in a similar comic strip of its age fails to do at times, is Calvin and Hobbes, but that's also because he's very big into holding on to that IP and holding on to the idea of not being a commercialized things. Anything that came out of it was out of his own work and his alone kind of thing. So I get it, but there's definitely a comparison to be had there.
Oh, definitely. And like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Calvin and Hobbes. That is another.
I have the whole collection. That's what got me. That's part of the reason why I love any kind of media, really.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about, like, with the Peanuts movie? Because, like, we could probably go on and on just talking about Peanuts in general, and we should probably do an episode of just talking about
we can do an episode
Peanuts.
About Charles Schultz and the legacy and all of that with the Peanuts and everything else. The only thing that I want to throw in there really quickly before we get into your next film here is that the thing that I loved about this is that the movie itself is that they incorporated the original voice of Woodstock in there, even though he was posthumously there, right? They used the recordings from all the old specials and made Woodstock true to his original voice. So, I mean, a credit to them for keeping Bill Mendez's legacy alive for that and keeping the whole, and again, really fitting the traditional aspects that the Peanuts provides. Mm-hmm. Classy move, class act by them.
Yeah,
but
no, I was going to say that before we get into the next episode, the Schultz family and the Schultz estate, they've always treated Peanuts with the utmost respect and like have made it the juggernaut that it is.
Yeah, no, they definitely treated this IP at times what people in the public would perceive as like with kid gloves. You know, don't let people touch my baby. It's not going to be changed by you. It's not going to be corrupted by you and whatever. But every move that they've made keeps their image, keeps their brand, keeps what the Peanuts really is all about true the entire way through.
Yes, and that's why I love Peanuts. So the movie that I'm going to get into, and I'm just going to say that I did not do nearly enough research or any research on any of this, but it turns 25 this year, is Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. Now this movie,
that's insane.
I know. It baffles me that Batman Beyond is over 25 years old, is over 25 years old.
Yeah, no, it's definitely making me feel old, but you know, the like, Conroy Batman.
Yes, and he is Batman to me. Like as much
the original, the real, the animated Batman, the voice of Batman, the Batman you see or the Batman you hear when you close your eyes.
Yes,
that Batman.
I absolutely love Kevin Conroy, and rest in peace, rest in power. Like that man, he was Batman. Like seriously, and I'm sad that you never got to see him in an actual bat suit.
Right, like that would have been. It would have been a nice thing for DC to do. It would have been a nice thing for DC to do, honestly.
He did play a live-action Batman at one point in the Arrowverse. He played Bruce Wayne, but I don't think that he donned the cowl.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Why can't I remember who did the Joker now? Who's voicing the Joker? Is that Mark Hamill? That's not Mark Hamill yet,
yes.
Right? That is Mark Hamill.
This is the first time that Mark Hamill reprised his role as the Joker since the original Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
They brought back the entire cast of Batman the Animated Series because once again it was just that's what Batman Beyond was. It was a continuation of that universe, which is absolutely wonderful. Batman the Animated Series, I feel, is damn near a perfect TV show.
It's a perfect adaptation from the comics and what I think they were trying to go for the whole time.
And with this, like, I just can't believe that it took that long for the Joker to actually come back in Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
like,
no,
this is
it kind of fit the story at the time, but then like it was such a big build up to getting him back into the show.
It was absolutely wonderful. Movie. And so the story of Batman Return of the Joker is it's set in the Batman Beyond universe. Bruce Wayne is still alive, and Bruce Wayne knows that the Joker is dead because he saw his final moments when I think it was Tim Drake's Robin kills him.
Yep.
Which is that part, like this entire thing is great. Like the entire story is just crazy. If you haven't watched any of Batman Beyond, I highly suggest that. If you don't watch any Batman Beyond and just want to enjoy something like this, check out this movie. It was phenomenal. Still is. Like the art style, the animation, everything still holds up to today. And like
it's gorgeous in its simplicity. It kind of reminds me a lot stylistically wise of something that like Gendy Tarkovsky would have created with like the flat, simple geometric shapes, but everything was so dynamic and fluid, and the action was always so high paced, and story was always so driven and kind of, especially when we got to the movie, it started to really take darker turns, but approached it in a way that a general audience could digest as well. So again, you're keeping this to a general audience, making the Batman accessible to everybody, which is always kind of great in that regard. But you're definitely fucking with some kids' heads, and I know I'm gonna have to edit that. So,
but it's just absolutely wonderful, and like in this movie, Batman truly, like the Batman of that time, because it's not Bruce Wayne anymore. It's Terry McGinnis at this point.
Which I love, but before you go off, I love Terry McGinnis as the Batman.
Oh, yes.
I love the whole scene, and I don't know if you're gonna get to it yet, where he's starting to taunt the Joker.
That's exactly what I was getting into next.
I love that. It's the best. It's the best scene in that whole franchise and that whole series of things. That whole moment between him and the Joker, like, come on, I'm trying to get. What? You're trying to make the guy laugh. You never made the guy laugh. Come on, make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's like psychotic Batman.
That's what I was about to get into. Like, Terry McGinnis did the one thing to the Joker that Bruce Wayne could never do, and that was get in the Joker's head. Like,
right? Yeah, exactly.
It was always Batman versus the Joker, and in the old show, but it was always Batman was the stalwart. Joker
making Batman doing mental gymnastics, trying to figure out what the moral objectivity of what he's supposed to be doing. Do I beat him up to save a life? Do I kill him to stop his violence? Do I give him another chance? Always putting him in this moral gray zone, which always is, to me, the best part about Batman as a franchise and as a hero. Mm-hmm. He's always pitted into the moral gray zone, and he's always pitted with a choice of what he has to do to save people and to be on the moral good.
Yes.
In his eyes.
And so this whole, like, the whole scene towards the end of the movie is Batman now flips the script and is getting into the Joker's head and is trying to get the Joker to get all riled up and get them into their moral gray zone. That it ends with the Joker trying to kill Batman one more time and Batman having literally the last laugh.
Toying with him.
Yes.
Literally toying with him.
It is probably one of the best scenes in the entire, like, Batman franchise, in my opinion. Like, as much as I love the comic The Killing Joke, and that's when you really get to see when you get to see Batman laugh with the Joker and you don't know if Batman actually kills him or not.
That, by the way, one of the best graphic novels. I got a hardcover copy of it. I think my wife has a softcover copy of it somewhere.
It is so good.
So damn good.
And it's even better if you can find the noir version of it where it's in black and white.
Ooh.
It is.
I have the color version. I do not have the black and white.
Absolutely wonderful.
Definitely should consider that.
The animated version of that, not as good.
Right.
Like the second third of the movie, absolutely wonderful. But the whole, like, first 2/3 of the movie where it's about Batgirl, not trying to say that Batgirl's a bad character, they just did her dirty in that, and it was just not good.
No, it wasn't.
But like. That movie, Return of the Joker, I keep saying this. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Seriously, it's all the stuff that we suggest.
It's very dark, very gritty, very noir, very much fitting with the Batman franchise. And it's just
I love
fantastic.
Batman Beyond. And I liked Batman Beyond when I was a kid, but I've gotten into it so much more as an adult that it's like, it is so good. And it also gives us one of our best voice actors for a Batman.
It does.
Will Friedle. And I think he going from
very underrated as a Batman.
Oh yeah, because everybody sees him as Ron Stoppable.
Yeah, exactly. But do you blame them?
I understand. That.
Speaking of that too, isn't that an anniversary this year too? The Kim Possible movie, I believe it's 20 or 25 years old.
20.
20.
The Kim Possible movie is 20 years old.
Call me, beat me, if you gotta reach me. Call me, beat me. Sorry, a little bit of a music break there. That was
We haven't done a music break since our first episode.
That's bad. Any musical artist, you want to chime in, get your own music on here as a spot on the show, feel free. Hit us up.
We'll plop you in the middle of the show to, help us pad out, even though we don't need that anymore.
No, we definitely don't, but it's nice to have. Some people like having the music in there.
Well, I mean, we also have, our guy who's given us our music for our intro and outro music, DJ Cutman. DJ Cutman is the best. Oh,
he is legit. He's legit.
He was just down.
He's the man.
In January, he was down at MagFest, and I was so pissed I couldn't get down this year to see that in Baltimore because, yay, life.
Yeah, right.
I want to go.
Well, gosh.
I want to go to MagFest so bad. For those who don't know, MagFest is the music and gaming festival down in Baltimore. It's all like music, video games, tabletop games, you name it. It's there. It's awesome. And I think you had a good segue into what the next movie you want to talk about that turns 30 this year. It is 5 years younger than me.
2 years younger than me. It's a Goofy movie. And gosh, yuck. Oh my God. Can we just talk about how stacked that cast is for a minute? Like, seriously, aside from Bill Farmer, like, reprising his role as Goofy, which he's done forever. But you got Dante Bosco in there with the Stacy line.
Oh God!
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
He was just on a podcast recently, and once again, we're back to Dante Bosco. Dante, please come on. We want to get you on
twice now, by the way. Twice that we've now mentioned him.
Dante, Rufio.
But you also got Rob Paulson playing PJ, which, if you know anything about voicing and voice acting,
Rob Paulson.
You know who Carl Weezer is, you know who Pinky is, you know who Rob Paulson is, and you know who PJ is in a Goofy movie.
Rob Paulson has done like half of our childhood.
You got Jim Cumming in this movie too as Pete.
Yes,
like it's the stacked cast. It's insane.
And who voices Max? Like, I know that's another like name that we should
Jason
know.
Marsden.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. And then, of course, your musical break in there for Powerline. You got Tevin Campbell putting out a great vocal performance for that.
Oh, yeah, and Powerline making a major comeback recently with everything.
I absolutely love the comeback, and I'm not going to lie. Before the comeback happened, I definitely had Eye to Eye in my rotation of songs to go off of. Well,
we had that in our massive music fest. Do you remember that? Talking about Powerline.
It's so good. So good.
It really is.
So good. And it's so funny that this movie is so good and it's so acclaimed and everything else now, but when it came out, it was a dud. It was a flop initially. It totally underperformed. Disney was not happy at all. And even getting this film off the ground was a lot of a challenge in and of itself in terms of A, the production of it, B, getting it out there to people and see if it was ever going to actually be made. Because for a while there was a debate in the production team that if they were ever actually going to let this movie see the light of day, like we're seeing now with a lot of films like the Looney Tunes franchise with their most recent movie with the Day the Earth Blew Up, and their one that they're still burying underground, Acme versus Coyote, right?
Well, that should be hopefully coming out soon.
Yeah, but again, it's just the whole idea that like this movie was about to be buried, right? Disney was initially not about it, and now we were getting so much out of it between Powerline, and now they spun off a Goofy, not just a goof, another a documentary based off of this, which again, you're just adding more to the lore of Goofy and this whole franchise. And, a lot of people are using this for TikTok edits, but it was such a damn good film.
It was. And, like, everything about it, like, if you grew up as a kid in that time and your family went on road trips, like, that just hit home. Because
seeing it eye to eye.
Being a family of four, we didn't fly anywhere. We literally...
Oh, road trips all the way.
Every vacation that we took was a road trip.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember a lot of family road trips, either to Lake Placid or down the shore or just, getting everybody stuffed in the car, everything.
Oh, dude.
That comical vision of what Goofy's car looks like in that film with everything.
That was my car.
I feel like that's everybody, right? Everybody has experienced that level of like okay, we're stuffing everything and everybody in this cart. Let's go. Yeah. Let's move.
Like, I had a conversation with my wife probably last week or like the week before, talking about how Goofy had like everything on top of the car. My family literally had a clam that we would put on top of the car when we would go everywhere. And like when we...
They still make those things and I love them. I just think they're so goofy looking. The clams, they're so good. They're so smart.
Do you understand how much that terrified me as a kid driving in like a small 4-person sedan with a clam on top, driving down to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like, as a child, that doesn't seem like the,
I have no qualms.
Safest thought.
I have no qualms with bridges. I have no qualms with stuff like that. I look back on myself and I don't understand how I stayed that calm. I think back on it, I'm like, I would be shitting myself if that was nowadays. I would just be like, nope.
Oh my God. I mean, obviously, I definitely have a love for the Goofy movie, as does Steve, and I'm sure a lot of you listening in. But again, it's just amazing that, again, for a movie that originally was supposed to go straight to video, was supposed to be straight to VHS, straight to DVD film, got its chance in the theaters. Didn't perform well initially, but has become a cult classic, and some of the greatest one-liners that Disney movies have happen to be coming from
the Tower of Jesus. But it did well enough that it got a sequel.
I know,
an extremely Goofy movie.
Okay, right now.
I
Which
love
one's
that
better?
movie. Oh, a Goofy movie.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're just making sure.
But I absolutely love an extremely Goofy movie.
Oh, an extremely Goofy movie is all right. It's good. It fills the gap. It's good. It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's great.
I'm gonna slap you on air.
A Goofy movie is great.
Wait for it.
A Goofy movie is far. And my wife is slipping me off on air. This is great. A Goofy movie is far better than an extremely Goofy movie.
But an extremely Goofy movie is so much fun because, like,
I'm not saying
we
it's
were
not
all
fun.
into, like, the X Games at that time. Tony Hawk Pro Skater was like the jam.
Listen,
and, like,
I think we're taking my exaggeration here out of context. I'm not saying I don't like a Goofy. I didn't say I didn't like it. I never said I didn't like it. I still think it's a very good movie. I just think this one's much better.
Then why are you downplaying it?
Because this one's much better.
It's a Goofy movie.
The original movie is so much better than the sequel.
A Goofy movie is a great movie. Phenomenal. Probably, I would say, personal movies for me, top 15 to top 20. But an extremely Goofy movie...
Easily top 10.
...is a great movie. It is phenomenal. It's a great... It's a great continuation of Goofy.
Does it also make your top movies?
Probably top 30.
Okay. All right. I see where we're at.
Because that one hit me at a time that I was a skateboard
kid too. I like the X Games. Again, you're totally taking this out of context for me. You're blowing this up too much. The gap is just wider for me than it is for you, I think.
That's fine.
What movie are you going into next there, Steve?
All right, so the next movie that we're going to get into is also 25 years old. I'm sticking with that theme of 25. But Emperor's New Groove is 25 years old.
Wrong!
That movie is in my top 10.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about another movie that was projected to do really well and just did not do well in the box office at all. And it's such a cult classic, but it went through at least 2 or 3 different changes in its production history. That it started out as, it's taking the story of the Emperor's New Clothes. Right. That Cusco is going to be an even bigger dick in the movie. By the way, perfect casting for David Spade, right? Oh my god! I couldn't imagine anybody else really doing that role of Cusco justice. David Spade and John Goodman working off of each other is a chef's kiss. And the only thing that would have done a little bit better, and they had said that they wanted to do that in the production, but the actor who they wanted to get passed away it was going to be David Spade and Chris Farley. That would have been insane.
It would have been absolutely bonkers. But I don't think it would have been.
Even from their Saturday Night Live days, like, no.
I don't think it would have been as impactful because John Goodman, like.
John Goodman gave something that performance.
His wholesomeness as Pacha is absolutely wonderful.
And Eartha Kitt's performance, too.
Eartha Kitt and.
Again, another stacked cast. Disney movie.
And why can't I remember who voiced Kronk? Patrick Warburton.
You mean Joe Swanson?
No,
Peter.
I mean David. Yeah. I mean David Puddy. I fell in love with Patrick Warburton as David Puddy from Seinfeld,
and then
fell in love with him even more as Kronk, and will legitimately watch anything that he's in because Patrick Warburton is the best.
He really, I mean, seriously, we should do a retrospective of that career for a second, Patrick Warburton, how much he's done, but that's a different episode.
I would say another different episode we can go off of that is once again talking about, Rob Paulsen.
Yeah, seriously, we could do a whole, we should do a segment like that, but
We'll talk about some of our favorite voice actors in maybe season 3.
Or maybe when we decide to record like loner episodes.
I mean, I will do an entire episode talking about Steve Bloom. I call dibs.
I think you guys are getting a segment here. I think you guys are figuring out that you're getting a solo series inside of this Animated Dysfunction podcast because, again, our dysfunction is executive, and therefore, with our lovely lives being the way that we are, we don't always plan the best.
Yeah, but you're still going to be editing all the episodes.
I understand that, and that's not the point. The point is that there'll be more content.
Hopefully.
Because I will sit there, because honestly, if we were going to talk about animators that I would do this for, and I know I'm completely going off of a different tangent here, but animators and people that I would do a episode about. I would do one for Rebecca Sugar. We've done one for Alex Hirsch, but I would do one for Matt Groening. I would do one for Rob Paulsen, and there's too many people I could think of that I would honestly sit there and just kind of regurgitate the information that I have.
Can we get back to the Emperor's New Groove, please?
Yes! Wrong lever! You could have pulled that out at any time for this.
I understand that, but that's just because I'm Croc. It just doesn't make sense.
Wait. He's got a point.
But that movie it went through like a couple different like iterations, and like Kuzco was supposed to be like a bigger dick in the original. Yzma was supposed to be even more of like an evil priestess, which was kind of cool about like trying to take over the entire kingdom, not just because like, Kuzco was being a spoiled little brat. It was like, no, I was raised this way, and like gets into some of her backstory, which is crazy. There's an entirely cut song that was like storyboarded for the movie.
Yep,
that if
I know exactly where
if you bought the album, is on there, called Snuff Out the Light. And like Eartha Kitt recording all this stuff has a phenomenal voice. Like, oh my God. But it started off as this movie that it, like you said, it didn't do that well in theaters, but it's become just such a cult classic over the years that like you have.
I mean, it got its spin-off show. It got its Emperor's New School.
It got the Emperor's New School. It did get Kronk's New Groove as a direct-to-video, talking about like more of his story continuing after the original movie.
This is the second kind of movie that we talked about this, and again, my ADD brain's going off, but a lot of something that we're missing in this day and age is a lot of go-to videos, right?
Well, that's just everything to streaming.
Everything to stream now.
Yeah.
And I get that part of it, too.
Okay,
and that's kind of COVID-related, but...
Well, that's the thing is when you have your, like, you're not going to have, like, your straight-to-home video movies anymore because you're not making physical media. But there are a lot of movies that are, like, straight to streaming, or the ideas that they have for movies get fleshed out a little bit more, even though sometimes they shouldn't, into series.
I praise the companies that still make an effort, a controlled effort, for their content to have physical media for them, and not just in merchandise, something that you can actually watch on a TV.
Yep.
I know people are gonna like call me an oldie with that, with like having a Blu-ray or a DVD player. I don't care.
Old man yells at cloud.
I will yell at the cloud because the cloud doesn't always have everything that I want, and then the people that are in charge of running it alter the shit that I... No. You're not changing the thing that I remembered as a kid that you did. You did it. It's on my media. Wherever you printed it on, whatever I have it, it's there.
Oh, you mean like how they changed Lilo and Stitch?
Multiple times, in multiple ways. Like, and I get the whole like censorship idea, right? But sometimes you take it way too far, and sometimes you don't censor the right things, and like...
Oh, just let her walk out of the, like, washing machine. Why does it have to be a cabinet? It's fine. We all hid in washing machines when we were kids.
Yeah, no, like, it's absurd what lengths these studios will go to make sure that they quote-unquote project the right image.
Yeah. So anyway, back to The Emperor's New Groove.
Again, sorry.
Yeah. Like, it's just become such a cult classic over the years, and like I seriously can't believe that it is 25 years old. Like my brother and I, there was one time that we were down in Disney World with my family because we used to go there like every other year as a family, and we would drive down there. We wouldn't fly, we would drive. And there was one time that he and I were sitting on Main Street, USA, as mom was shopping and dad was stuck in the store with mom, that he and I legitimately quoted back and forth the entire movie, and that's how many times we had seen it and loved it. My original disc of The Emperor's New Groove, I destroyed because I watched it so much. It got so many scratches that it was just crazy.
You ever do the toilet bowl trick for the scratch disc thing?
No, I had a disc cleaner.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess mine's a little null and void here.
Yeah, sorry.
Ignore that. My apologies.
But The Emperor's New Groove, like it's when it came out, even then, it was so good.
It was so good. I don't understand how it's so underperformed, but I guess it's partly like with the advertising that they did for the movie. It wasn't exactly, and it's not like it's something that we haven't seen contemporarily with something like Elementals, right? Totally misbrand the movie, totally not advertise it properly, and as a result, people don't initially go flock out to watch it because they were expecting one thing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you now get this second wave of people buying it or watching it after release. And all of a sudden now you're getting like, I've never seen more Elementals stuff on my timelines or on my feeds or just out and about now than I have when it even came out.
Yes.
Like, it's not an uncommon thing for Disney Pixar to do, unfortunately. But
that's just the evil Disney train going on.
There's a lot of evil going on in the world right now. We'd really not.
I wish it was just evil within the animation, but
I think that's another conversation for another time.
Yeah, that might be a solo conversation. You and I can have our own talks on it in separate points, so people don't get too angry at the both of us. They can just get angry at one of us.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, those are some of the things that have major anniversaries this year. I know that we only really went into like animated movies and TV shows. We haven't really touched on like any of the comic books or like any video games. But I know next year, The Legend of Zelda is turning 40, which is absolutely bonkers.
When we make this post, feel free to chime in. What anniversaries did we miss? What anniversaries are you most hyped about? Were you hyped about some of the ones that we talked about?
I know that when I was doing research initially for this, looking at all of the things, I was just like, wow, these are all my childhood. And it made me feel really, really old.
And it's just, again, I know we're like kind of diving into this as a whole thing, but like animation as a medium isn't even that really old either.
No.
So it's like,
I mean, it's,
a lot of the stuff that we're sitting here saying,
it's maybe
like,
about
it's
like,
old. It's like,
it's maybe
it's a testament
like
to the medium of how amazing it is. Well, it depends on who you ask, right? Because like a contemporary Western view of animation started 1900s around there with Muybridge with the flying, or not the flying, what the hell am I saying? The moving horse, right? The image of the moving horse moving around was technically considered the start of animation. But if you go back to Chinese culture, they had anime thousands of years before us in very limited capacities, obviously, but they still kind of, again, beat us to the punch on that end. But
everybody beats us to the punch on that end because
we're the newest country.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the ADHD podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. We will talk to you all soon. My name is Steve.
And I'm Rob.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Intro and outro music brought to you by DJ Cutman. Find him on all available streaming platforms, and you can find him on Instagram and Twitter at VideoGameDJ. Thank you for tuning in to the ADHD podcast. We hope that you enjoyed our nonsense and whimsy. Please make sure to follow us on our social medias. Instagram at animateddysfunctionpod. Bluesky at adhdpodcast.bsky.social. X/Twitter at A_D_H_D_pod. Links in the show notes below. Make sure to check out our merch on TeePublic. Our store link is also in the show notes below. Thanks again for listening, and remember, keep this podcast weird.